when wise King Solomon ordained the construction of the temple in Jerusalem, many skilled craftsmen flocked to the Holy Land to participate in this sacred endeavor. There were some who came from Africa, and when the job was done, they returned to Nigeria, their homeland, as Israelites. Since that time, they have cherished the Sabbath, just as the Sabbath has cherished their souls. They told their people that they were Hebrews. In their language, they pronounced it Igbo. The Igbo tribe numbers more than 14 million people, all of whom were nurtured on this legend. The village elder is 103 years old. He is called Horse Killer, a nickname inspired by his courage. Horse Killer blesses the local chalk that symbolizes purity and sanctity. Besides serving a lofty, holy purpose, chalk-painted faces can frighten nosy visitors as well. Aguleri village is located in Anambra State, in the heart of Igbo country.
So this is the palace, is original palace. So we are going to see the present occupant of that seat, which is the king. So he's there now, he's waiting for us to come.
The sorcerers await us at the gates of the palace. They must consult the spirits and obtain their consent before they allow us to stand before Chukwuemeka, king of Aguleri. Possessed by spirits, they speak in a cryptic tongue that no one but they understands, the language of demons and spirits. Our guide whispers, "It is very similar to your Yiddish."
Wagana mwere nine din Africa ne nanya na obibia unubu Israel kakwasline ma abala ndi kulu kana ine nanya unubu ba na anyị bụ mwere ọ bụrụ ebe obibi eji egwuregwu maka na akwụkwọ nsọ nke si na side unu wa abịa dịka Genesis 46 15-16 n'Iridia Iridia bụ anyị chọpụta na Iridia bụ nwa Gad. Gad bụ ụmụ Israel ahụ ka nọ Gad abancha bụ Israel ahụ n'onwe.
There might be a slight incongruity here. How can they be the descendants of King Solomon's laborers and of Eri, son of God, at the same time? The Igbo, who have flexible minds, have no trouble leaping from one legend to another. They do not dwell within the confines of Western logic. The stories of their origins coexist and blend into their tradition with no difficulty at all. By the way, our favorite legend declares that Eri, father of the Igbo, was simply cast down from heaven. Chief Ben Obi, a native of the region, is a liberal politician and a seasoned public relations man in Lagos, the capital. He should be commended for organizing our visit to Nigeria. Local residents realize how complex and dangerous this mission can be, how many strings must be pulled and how many palms greased en route.
Thank you.
Behind the masks lurk the spirits. The dancers purify themselves and pray for strength to withstand the demonic struggle. The bird is the medium through which they contact the spirits and express their wishes. The singer chants, "Israel is strong, and so are the Aguleri people, for they have received their strength from Israel." The world of demons has a modern representative too, the policeman. Apparently, a disdain for law enforcement officers is not exclusive to Western society. In the eastern part of Nigeria, where the Igbo reside, the Niger River forms a vast swampy delta. King Chukwuemeka tosses offerings into the river, tea biscuits and sugar cubes. In return, the river god consecrates the water, sanctifying the participants as well. The eagle feather protects the king from evil spirits. On the riverbank, we are told, surreptitiously, there is a 9th century potsherd bearing an ancient Hebrew inscription. We were very eager to film this artifact. In our world, it would surely prove some theory or other. Unfortunately, we were told that it's impossible to see at high tide. Our hosts urged us to go on, claiming that many more legends await us. There are many similarities between Igbo and Hebrew customs. The Igbo point them out to prove the authenticity of their connection with the Israelites. We visit the tomb of Eri, he who was cast down from heaven. Again, the spirits must be consulted to determine if our presence is propitious. Tense villagers watch as the soothsayer conducts the local lottery. And the results are, a rosy future is foreseen by the spirits. Contact with Israel will bring blessing to the entire region.
Western this in the tear cross from even the other. If you look at Jama Benny Walker, you learn near you. If you look at ya, Nuku, if you look, you near Luan and Kojuku, if you look at ya.
The tree sorcerer bears holy water from the river. Okeke, a villager, has come to confess and ask forgiveness for his sins. Behold, on bended knees I bow before thee. May thou grant me long life. Have I been untrue? Have I taken a human soul? Oh, judge me now and grace me with thy forgiveness. The aged sorcerer turns to the tree. You heard the man. Help him. Healing plays a key role in tribal tradition and life.
Chana, nke na mmadụ na-abịa enete m na gụọ nwakwụ ka na-abade mba ebe a na ọlụ m ụlọ ọlụ m mara alụ maka mmadụ na ọchịkwu na akara aka.
Aguleri has been engaged in a long-term war with a neighboring village. Local radio and television stations announced our arrival, asking the warring parties to declare a truce and enable the historic visit to take place. In 1967, a short time after the oil fields were discovered, the Igbo declared an independent state in the Biafra region, leading to a blood-drenched civil war that ended in 1970 after the Igbo were systematically starved.
Nwadum gbara ite naanị ọnwụ n'agha ọkwanye anyị nata ka agha buru agba ụlọ be anyị ọkụ anyị nọlụ kwụba agụ taba abụbụ.
The Igbo recall gratefully that Israel was among the few states to support Biafran independence. They compare their horrible suffering to the tribulations of the Jewish people during the Holocaust, adding depth to their Hebrew heritage.
At the end of the war, whatever amount of money you had, 1 million, 1 billion, it doesn't matter. What they ended up doing to every one of us was to give you 20 pounds. And it is with 20 pounds that we have established all what you were seeing here. The injustice which we suffered from 1966 up until the end of the war, it's even still going on. You know, we've not been able to really come together. We've not been able to be completely integrated into the true Nigeria of our dreams.
The population of Nigeria is estimated at 100 million. It is the richest country in Africa and the world's 10th largest oil producer. But all this wealth does not benefit its residents. A violent and decadent regime, rife with infighting, prevents national development. Signs of corruption and decay are evident everywhere. Enterprises are systematically initiated and then abandoned. Machinery lies idle without spare parts. Western progress intoxicated the innocent Africans, sweeping them into the maelstrom of flamboyant project building.
This is a country that has, in terms of human and natural resources, it's about the number 5 in the whole global village. If you look at the history of the Nigerian people, there are people who have made their names, who have made marks in various endeavors. Even in the United States, you will find Nigerians excelling in various fields of sciences and arts and all that.
We are the descendants of Eri, who was one of the sons of Gad, who was one of the sons of Jacob. The children of Eri left Egypt during the Exodus, mass movement of the people.
The next day, we were invited to visit Nuri village, another ancient Igbo patriarchal site.
Those they saw, they were Hebrews. But for the pronunciation problem among the early settlers, they pronounced it Igbo.
The singer, affectionately known as Gramophone, praises the king of Nuri, welcomes the chiefs, and extends her best wishes to everyone present. She prays for the well-being of the important guests from Israel, and does not forget to sing her own praises as well. She reminds us all of her claim that the true origin of the Igbo is Israel. Our visit is covered extensively by local television and radio. An enchanting reporter was assigned to the event.
This is Igwe's sister. This is the sister to the king.
The king's sister joins in a spontaneous dance.
This is the Bible.
The Bible reached the Igbo through the missionaries, but they claim it was already inherent in their Hebrew souls.
This is the ark of Abraham.
Recently, the Igbo underwent a mass return to their origins, following the discovery of the name Eri in the book of Genesis. To celebrate this revelation, they declared a holiday, Great Aguleri Day, that conveniently coincides with the birth of Jesus. Its acronym, Gad, is the name of the father of Eri and one of the lost tribes.
It is more or less feast of Passover being performed here. See the chicken and
the Idu Mo'u holiday can be compared with Passover. It is observed by extended families who eat a sumptuous meal and offer chickens as sacrifices. Like the Igbo, there are thousands of communities in Africa that associate themselves with the lost tribes. The oral history of this region poses fascinating challenges for conventional historians. Some of the artifacts in this museum reinforce the Igbo's link with the tribes of Israel. But of course, nothing can be determined with certainty.
Several Igbo settlements admit that this staff is from the Israelites, and it was the staff that God gave to Moses and the rest of patriarchs when they were leaving the area. And we use it also to settle disputes between tribes or settlements. And below here,
during our visit, there were rumors that an ancient Hebrew scroll was concealed at the palace. When we wanted to film it, our guide followed the local tradition and consulted the spirits. This time the answer was a definite no. We wondered why. Igbo tribespeople constitute the intellectual elite of Nigeria. Although the Igbo are still discriminated against, they continue to flourish. In this religious procession that appears primitive, march famous attorneys, engineers, physicians, and several millionaires. The Igbo control Nigeria's economy, but have no political ruling power. Perhaps this is why 5 million Igbo are now seeking their fortune abroad.
Every member of these seated chieftains has to come with what we call ofo. Ofo is the symbol of truth. You will notice that the ofo is placed on top of leaves You don't leave it on the ground. This leaf is the leaf of purity.
The chiefs purify themselves in preparation for the Ilumo'o holiday. This 12-day period is the holiest time of year. Those who are not duly purified are liable to die within the coming year.
This is a symbolic chicken. It's made of steel and copper for cleansing offo, to make it holy. I don't know where any of the priests might have gone to, and his offo is polluted. So we want to make sure that all of us came here with pure and clean offo. And of course, this is a palm frond. I'm sure you have palm frond in Israel. So he's now going to start from his own. He says he's making the offo holy. If anybody touched this offo while the person is defiled, not pure, whether male or female, may the offo be cleansed for purposes of this garden. This thing must have happened so many years ago. But the wandering Hebrews in the forests, before they came here, still remember to call on the God of Abraham when they want to break kola nut and talk to God. And they don't call him Abraham, they say Chukwu Abiama. Chukwu means God. Abiama is a corruption of Abraham. Chukwu Abiama. This is called Igbo, to keep out evil persons and evil spirits. 12 days to the feast, all married women from the particular compound will come and prepare food for their ancestors. Chicken for sacrifice.
When the Igbo heard that their custom of waving the slaughtered chicken over their heads resembles a Jewish atonement ritual, they became very excited.
We have no plans to migrate to Israel, but we are very proud of our past and our culture. I have told you about when you shed your brother's blood, that's something we perform. No other people in Igbo land do that. If you are not holy, we have been emphasizing throughout this morning on the need for purity in spirit, in mind, and body before you go to the shrine of the ancient people. If you are not clean and you go there, you will not come out alive. That's what we believe. And most people don't go there.
Yes, sir. But I know at times, there's what they say, church title and traditional title.
Yes.
I want you to emphasize, to elaborate more on those things.
Sacrament is different from Ozo. And here in Nri, Ozo is not a sacrament under the Catholic doctrine. And don't forget, before you become a Zen, you must be dead and you resurrect. So all this story in the Bible about death and resurrection is not new to us.
The priest scatters the feathers to prevent the incursion of evil spirits and other lethal mass media.